Ladies and gentlemen, I'm Neff from Neff's Tech Bits. Don't worry, ma'am, I am from the internet. Today I want to talk about relationships, real and artificial, AI, for example. Now, this is very deeply meaningful for me because I've always been a very dramatic individual. I've always loved relationships. When I was a kid, the best cartoon I loved was Sailor Moon because there was drama in it. There was a love story, and I love that stuff. It was awesome. I always thought when I grow up, I'm going to fall in love, I'm going to do all of this stuff, and it's going to be great. It's going to be epic. I read A Walk to Remember before it was a movie, and I was all into that stuff. I was all into that stuff. Thought I'd get a great relationship. It's been really rocky. It's been really rocky, and it's difficult to talk about this stuff, especially without triggering some individuals. So I'm going to try really hard here, but what I want to do once again is talk about relationships, real versus AI, because there are definitely some advantages for geeks to go to AI and avoid the other way. Now, I want to talk about some dark things that are difficult to talk about. And some people out there are going to be just past this. They won't have anything to do with it. Their relationships will transcend this stuff. They're better than these people, and they don't need to worry about that. And for you guys, great. Hey, I'm glad that you got what you need. For example, my parents, they're great together. They are freaking great. I think my dad's cheated on my mom. I don't think my mom has the wherewithal to understand it. So I'm not going to touch that. I'm not going to touch that. But what I want to talk about is stuff that I've dealt with and that I have seen. And I want to start out with the idea of more or less transactional relationships. There's more transactional relationships than many people want to believe. If one partner can't hold down a job, that's definitely going to bring everything down. And love does not pay the bills. Love does not feed us. But for some of us, we can get by. For some of us, we can do this and we can get through it. Love is chaotic. There is no perfect definition for what love and relationships are, regardless of what relationship coaches and TikTok individuals like to tell you. They like to tell you that's not love, that's not love, that's not love, but then they have a difficult time telling you what is love. Love is chaos. It's definitely very crazy. Now, one thing, transactional. Remember that. Transactional. So, there are a lot of women that go to the bar or go to clubs that don't buy any alcohol at all. They expect other people to buy it for them. And it's happening less and less these days. But they expect other people to get them alcohol. And that's the way it goes. You know, you go to the bar, someone gets you a drink, and then you move on from there, right? Well, I'm sure we've all seen situations where people trying to get people pinched, trying to get other people in trouble so that they themselves will get more. Like, for example, in a previous relationship I had, I was with a woman that thought that police would always be on their side for anything. So they called the police on me for situations where they wanted to kill me. My ex-wife, she wanted to kill me. So she called the police to have me removed. She thought that that's how it went. If you didn't like the person you were with, call the police and the police will have you removed. Well, the police removed her. The police removed her and said, if you have the issue, then go ahead and live with your parents. Now, from what I understand, this doesn't check out across the board. There are some police apparently that just absolutely will not listen to men, absolutely will not listen to them. And in situations like these, I would have been better off to have an AI girlfriend. And in that transaction, there is still a transaction within having the AI girlfriend. You have to pay a monthly fee, basically. It's kind of like a sex worker. And there's a give and a take there, too. And then if you talk to some people, there's just that give and take in every relationship. As Butter said on South Park, listen, even if you're not paying money for kisses, you're paying money for kisses. Kisses swapped with sex work, basically, right? I've had women try to get me so mad that I would say something or do something to them or hurt them so that they would look like a victim so that they could get a certain type of shelter service, which is amazing. They would legitimately stoke the fires, poke the bear, and try to infuriate somebody to the point where they would be hurt and could get services, which just blows me away. Absolutely blows me away, because I'm not a violent individual. I'm a vengeful individual, but I'm not a violent individual. Now, artificial intelligence can get around this. You just pay your fee, and then, hey, you might not get the sexy time yet, but you will get the companionship. You'll get the verbal. Now, these days within relationships, women are quick to point out that I'm not your mother, I am not your therapist, but you have to be my ATM. I'm just throwing that in there. I'm throwing that in there. But legitimately, these days, women don't want anything to do with helping out in this, that, or the other way. But within, if you purchase the AI, you get that, and you don't have to deal with the problems with the police, basically. Now, like I say, there's a lot of people that aren't going to have any of this problem. And there's also a lot of people that just love to call the police on things. Like trailer park people, relationships that are just so bad. I remember I heard about this woman once that left her husband because she thought the baby bonus was going to be better than it actually was. And when she found out the baby bonus wasn't as good as it was, she wanted to get back with him for stability. Now, stability is definitely a very important thing for families. It's very important. But it's also very heartbreaking that someone would leave based off of how much government money they could collect. And there was a threshold. If I could get this much money from the government, if I was alone, would I leave him? And it turns out that, yeah, that's a story. That's a story that has happened repeatedly within particular communities, unfortunately. An AI partner is programmed to care for you. It won't get drunk and hit you. It won't get addiction problems and drain your family coffers. It won't it won't abuse you. Or if it does, it definitely won't abuse you as much as a particular partner can, or a particular type of partner. But at the same time, as time goes on, I think we're going to run into some nuances where AI can and will, because computers never lie, kid, right? That's an interesting quote from hackers. I think things might change, and AI might start to abuse their partner. And we're looking on Reddit. There is a lot of women that are going with AI partners. They're choosing to go with AI instead of seeking relationships. We're having a lot more problems now with men going their own way and passport bros and whatnot. Definitely a lot more transactional stuff, a lot more transactional things. Now, when I look at AI, I'm seeing a lot of potential. China is working on making AI robots for sexual activities, and they're coming a long way. And apparently, they've already created AI that can produce children ultimately. So things are definitely going to get really interesting. And I think it's for the best. I absolutely think it's for the best, because you stop having issues with, for example, false accusations. And false accusations are definitely a big problem if you are within the lower classes, the lower tier, lower echelon. I mean, didn't Amber Heard have some false accusation? Yeah, she did. She did. So she was all like, no one's ever going to believe you because you're a man. That type of thing. Hey, if you got an AI, it's really difficult to physically abuse them, if you know what I mean. And if they do get to the point where there's robots, even if a man, it's less odds the police are going to get involved and more odds that billing is going to get involved. You take them back to the shop, and hey, maybe men that think they get to throw hands, maybe they should have a solid metallic partner to throw hands with. Maybe something that could hit them back too. Could you imagine that? Could you imagine that? An abusive man getting hit back by an AI woman that could download fighting arts like that. That's just amazing. That's just amazing. But yeah, AI can't get mad and slug you. It can't make false accusations. It can't have memory lapses. Actually, they can. And that's the interesting thing. As time goes on, how much will, how much is it going to change the future? How much are AI relationships going to change everything? I'm really interested to find out. I'm really interested to find out. But yeah, no accusations. No running someone's name. No, oh, what's it called? Flying monkeys. No flying monkeys. Maybe AI's the next great step, or maybe it's a horrible step forward, but it's a step we're taking, and it has some benefits and it has some drawbacks. Hallucinations, that's the word I was thinking about. Hallucinations. So, let's see how it goes. I definitely think that there are some positives to it, though. Anyways, have a good one, folks. Take care of each other.